Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Well, I finally got around to the point where I needed to fill the tank on the truck, so I'm gonna... Well, this is gonna be my first attempt at filling the truck from this gas can using that gas pump. Now, I used that radio cart over there to wheel this over to the truck because it's kind of heavy. The other 5-gallon can I just poured in, which I wanted to see how it worked, and it worked just like I thought. So now I'm going to hook up this pump and start it and see how long it takes to get in there. This tank holds 6 gallons. So let's start it, see how long it takes to run 6 gallons into the truck. Now there is one thing, there's a filter in the neck there, which is going to cause a problem. I think I'm going to have to get a pair of pliers and pull that out of there because the pump only goes down so far. Yep, it pumps pretty fast. It's already taken it down past the point where the neck was into the gas. So I'll go get a pair of pliers and we'll see if we can get that thing opened up. Well, that's the filter that goes in the neck of the tank. So that went down that far, and that's all the further it would go. So we got about 5 inches of fuel. This pump should be able to reach almost all the way down the bottom of that thing. I might have to pour off the last bit of it by hand. Hose filled up. It's pumping pretty fast, actually. It got down to the point where it stopped sucking. Did that again. There's just a little bit in the bottom. Tip it over. See just how much I can get out of this thing. That looks like it. Well, that didn't take long at all. Kind of happy with that. I think this gas can is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a 6-gallon can, which is what I wanted. I wanted a large can. And it was a reasonable price at Menards. But the pump doesn't reach all the way down to the bottom. Not a major catastrophe. Just a thing to note. Now I could put that back into the tank, but I'll just have to take it out next time, so there's not much point in that. Well, it's one of those filler spouts that just hardly worth the trouble it would take to throw it away. It's got an automatic catch on it. and you have to push it down to get it to do it, to get it to release. And if you look at my fuel tank, the fill is too far down in there for that to be released. So that spout is absolutely worthless. This spout I also picked up at Menards, and that one reaches in and lets me fill the tank. Okay, that was the last of it. Glug, 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 glug. Yep, fuel tank's empty. So we're all done. Took a little doing. And I think I need a cart that'll take this and raise it up to about the right height, so I can pump the fuel right in there. But I tell you, this pump, that is a nice little piece of equipment. That would fit into this tank real well. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using this fuel pump and these 2 gas cans quite a bit, because that lets me bring home 11 gallons of gasoline. So when I fill the truck, it takes about 15 gallons of gasoline to fill it from 3/4, which is where I like to fill it. And that'll mean that I have 30 gallons that I can get the discount on, the $1 off a gallon discount. And the closer I get to 30 bucks, the better off I am, because the more money I save. But I think I'm at the $26 savings point. Now, if I let the tank on the truck go a little bit lower, I can reach $30 worth of savings. So that's what the plan is. I will put the gas cans in the truck all the time. I'm not going to put them in the back of the Lincoln because it's too deep to get them out. And also there's a walker in there. So I don't want to put them in and out of the trunk over the top of the tailgate of the car. And the truck handles them just fine. I can strap them down, and I'll have 11 gallons worth of gas storage in the truck, and I can fill it on up in the gas tank. It's going to work out quite well. I'm really happy with this pump. I'll use that as a blank cap for the old tank, which is actually a fairly easy one to dump. I've had that tank, well, since the old house, probably 20, might be 25 years. I needed to get gasoline to put in the back of to put in my tractors, and tractors take about 10 gallons of gas. So I had 2 5-gallon gas cans. The other one's broken and gone. They don't last very long if you leave them out in the sunlight. This one has not been in the sunlight as much, but it's fading out. Red is the worst color to leave out in the sunlight because red fades the fastest. Those spouts remind me of the things that the EPA forced me to deal with for most of my working life. From 1975 on, when I started working at Borg Warner, EPA actually became a thing. Prior to that, they were pretty much non-existent. So we ended up with safety cans that you couldn't pour anything out of without splashing it all over the place, because it was supposed to make sure you didn't spill anything. And then we had mounds and mounds and mounds of paperwork. Now, I was just a flunky. I wasn't a manager at the time I worked at Borg Warner. I was there 5 years. It was a great company to work for, but they had a whole staff of supervisors that they had when they started the company, and all of them decided to stay because Quite frankly, it was a wonderful place to work. Can't blame them a bit. That's why I stayed. I'm going to keep this gas pump in this box, because that way I'll recognize it, it won't get banged up, and it'll stay clean. Quite the thing. Performax Transfer pump. Battery operated, 1-year warranty. Pump is capable of 2.8 gallons per minute. That's pretty fast. And that pretty much held up by what we saw, how fast it pumped down the 6-gallon can. Very happy with it. I recommend it. If it has a problem, I'll certainly let you guys know. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.